All right, so hello and welcome to Share a Sip with Rhonda from the Wood Family Vineyard in Livermore. Cheers.
Cheers, I need a little bit more in my glass. There we go.
I like your
Cheers.
style. Well, that was a nice cheers.
Yes.
All right, so the first wine we poured is going to be the rosé wine, the Pink Pearl. And anyways, before we get into that, we're going to be sipping on some of their wine from this vineyard, and we're going to talk about Ronda and the vineyard, the wine, and everything, so you get to know more about the winery and the amazing Livermore and the amazing Ronda, because I can't wait to hear more about her.
Oh, thank you.
Anyway, so yeah, tell us a little bit of your background and how you got into like the wine.
Okay.
world.
You want to go back to my husband days.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I met my husband, Michael. A lot of people don't hear this story.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Yosemite before Easter. In fact, my father and my mother had just split up.
Okay.
And I was 21 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom was pretty devastated at the time, and she wanted my sisters and myself to go to Yosemite with her, and it was
Okay.
Easter. And I was like, yeah, no, I can't go, because at the time I was a pilot, and I am a pilot, and I was trying for my first job, my first get that multi-engine job, that
Okay.
first big break. And I had this guy that had hired me to fly him to Tahoe on Monday, and I had never flown the airplane before.
Okay.
I was a Cessna 340,
Okay.
and I was like, I got to figure out how to fly this airplane. I told him I could fly it.
I
And
love
so
it.
I'm like going into the windows of airplanes that look like it and kind of looking at it and talking to people. I got a ride in a Cessna 310, which is almost the same as a 340
Okay.
without the pressurization. So I got that done, and I was like, I told my mom, I can't go. I got this flight on Monday. And then I'm sitting on Saturday morning, I'm sitting in my apartment. I said, what's more important, my mom or this job?
Uh-huh.
And so I got my Volkswagen Bug, and I lived in Fremont in Niles.
Oh, nice.
And I drove my Bug up to Yosemite to see
that's
my
really
mom
cute.
and my sisters.
You're a good daughter.
My mom and I were out having our very first glass of wine together
How cute.
at the Yosemite Lodge, because I just turned 21.
That's
so it's
awesome.
like, yeah, the first time that we had gone out for a glass
Yeah.
of wine. And my husband was sitting across the room, and our eyes met. And he came over and he said, I've never done this before, but my name is Michael.
That's really cute.
And I gave him my flight instructor card.
How
and
cute.
He happened to live in the Bay Area. So
That's awesome.
we kind of hooked up, and we found that we had wine as a passion together, that
Amazing.
we both loved to go wine tasting and drink
Okay.
wine.
So you were into wine.
We were into
Okay,
wine.
cool.
Yeah, at a very basic level.
Yeah.
We were into those, $5 and under wines.
Yeah.
I
love it. Hey, that's what I love.
Going out there and finding those bargains.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
just, having some good times.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That is the cutest story.
We bought a home, and our first home actually overlooked White Bell Vineyards in Fremont.
Fremont, yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So
Is that what inspired you to like open up a vineyard, or when did that dream like?
So I had always thought that we might buy a property when we retired. I mean, I dreamed of buying a vineyard and living in the vines and making wine someday. So as we bought our home, actually before we bought our home, I got a job as an airline pilot for U.S. Airways.
I was gonna ask which airline.
So I was, a pilot for U.S. Airways. And then we bought our first home, and we got married after that.
Uh-huh.
So it was like kind of a backwards progression.
Okay.
And when I was pregnant with my first son, Harrison,
Okay.
who now works for us as our vice president, outside sales.
That's awesome.
When I was pregnant with him, we were not allowed to fly. Female pilots could not fly as soon as they found out they were pregnant.
Oh.
So I'm like, what am I going to do? I had 9 months off.
Yeah.
I can go skiing down the slopes of Vail with my other two
Yeah.
pilot girlfriend, pregnant pilot girlfriends. Oh yeah, of course they're girls. Yeah. Two other pregnant pilots. None of us could work, so we were skiing down the slopes of Vail. I mean, we can ski, but we can't fly. We were going to fight it, but we got a pretty good deal.
Nice.
So What else can I do? I got my flight instructor rating back, which was fun. And then it's like, oh, I heard this old wives' tale that beer is good for the breast milk.
Okay.
Have you ever heard that?
I actually have.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
No,
No,
I've heard
it's
that
good
one.
that you know it now.
Okay. Yes. Good
So,
point.
I figured homebrew had to be better. So I
Okay.
started brewing beer.
Yeah.
And as the kids started getting older, I'm thinking, first I thought I could start a brewery, call it Mother's Milk.
I love it. That's cute.
But as they got older, I was like, well, what am I doing brewing beer? I drink more wine than I do beer.
Yeah.
I should be making wine.
Okay.
So we planted 18 grapevines in our backyard
Okay.
in Fremont.
Okay.
9 Cabernet Sauvignon and 9 Zinfandel.
Okay.
And that was with the intention of learning how to make wine.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes about 3 years to get
Okay,
the grapes
great,
off the
yeah.
vines to bring them. And before that happened, I'm out here in Livermore Valley doing the Harvest Wine Festival.
Okay.
And my kids were in strollers. My husband was at home. And I was with my neighbors having a good time. Because I'm like, when I fly airplanes, I'm gone. So when
Yeah.
I'm home, I just want them with me. And
That's
just,
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I saw this sign, property for sale, vineyard for sale. And I'm like, wow, Livermore Valley. This is right in our backyard. This is the Bay Area.
Yeah.
I can commute to San Francisco Airport.
Mm-hmm.
My husband can commute to Sunnyvale, which he is still doing.
Oh, okay. Cute.
Yeah. So we could buy this now. We can build a house. We can raise our kids. We can, make wine.
That's amazing. That's awesome. Seriously.
So that was in 1995.
Okay, cool.
So we bought the property. We built the house. I started home winemaking in 1996.
How did you learn how to make wine?
So I started home winemaking. I also worked with some really cool guys from Livermore Valley cellars.
Did you read on it?
So I worked at other wineries and
Okay.
I helped them. And then I read and took some courses at UC Davis, some extension courses, and read and talk to other winemakers. And it got to the point where, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go bigger than just this small 160 cases, 300 cases. If I can't sell it, I can drink it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go beyond that.
Yeah.
And once I did that, I went to this one winery up in Sonoma, Lake Sonoma Winery. And I talked to the winemaker there and said, I was kind of like, oh my gosh, I need to hire a consultant.
Mm-hmm.
I need to help me get this going. He said, Rhonda, he goes, you don't need to do that. Just email me, call me,
That's
whenever
amazing.
you need. And I had the winemaker at Winty Vineyards say, hey, come on. Or the winemaker at Kincannon, Tom Lane.
Yeah.
So we had Willie Jocelyn. I had Tom Lane. I had all these winemakers that said, anytime you have any questions, just give us a call.
Yeah. That's what I was just talking to someone about, that the wine community, one, is always happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then two, they're always willing to help you.
Yeah.
They'll lend a hand, they'll lend anything, which
Yeah.
is amazing. That's what I learned in this whole journey, is I keep meeting people and all I hear is how friendly and willing to help they are, which is incredible.
It seems, from what I've heard, it seems more so in Livermore Valley.
Yeah, well, I am a little biased on the Livermore, so yes, Livermore is the best. Yes, I think every one of my followers will know that I will say that. Yeah, cheers to Livermore, my future home. Now I'm sidetracked because so that's how you started the winemaking. And then what was your first vintage for Wood Family?
So I had a vintage from 1998, which was the first one. It was made at another winery.
Okay.
And so it was made in bond.
Okay.
I kind of consider I was not personally bonded till 2001.
Okay.
But I really made the jump in 2000.
Okay.
With the intention of getting bonded and going through that whole process. So I say 2000.
Okay, cool. So it's 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years.
That's an easy math.
20 years.
I could do that. Sorry. So when you got this place not that long ago, right?
No, this is about 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay, cool. So this is on Research Road. But kind of by they call it the block, or
the block.
Okay,
yes.
yeah, I learned that last week. I'm getting into all the Livermore terms. Yeah, so there's tons of wineries right this area, the Altamont Brewery near, And yeah,
so we have Altamont Beer Works across the street. We have a distillery next to us.
So it's actually the place
Sidewinder.
to be. Uber here because you don't want to drive.
Yeah, and then there's like 4 other wineries just down, or 5, 6 actually. You
and
can
then
keep going.
Arroyo Sills
All within, and Arroyo
Yeah.
Sills is right around the road.
Yeah.
So all walking distance.
Yeah,
You
so-
would not get in your car because you
Yeah.
just have to park it
Just
right
come
back here and drive and walk there
Yeah.
anyhow.
So you picked Livermore because you just saw the grapes, right? Or did
We
you
are in the Bay Area.
Okay, yeah, you don't want.
I mean, my husband, he liked to go to the Warriors games. He
Okay.
wanted to go to the Raiders games.
Yeah, you don't.
We,
it is like the coolest.
We're
spot
here.
ever. We're close to
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, not too far from anything.
Right.
But then also in this like small like little community. That's amazing.
Yeah, very small.
Well, I'm glad you
fun
picked
community. Yeah.
Livermore because their wine is amazing. Just to let you know.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
it has a lot to do with the, being in the Bay Area. You have the cooling ocean breeze
Mhm.
coming in. We do get fog,
yeah.
but it's usually gone by 9 in the morning.
Yeah, and then you have the hot days.
The warmer days, it gets warm in the day and then it cools down at night. So you have that huge temperature change. People
Yeah.
come out here, they think it's warm, and then they forget their jackets and they go to a concert at Winty.
Oh yeah,
and
the wind
and
too.
I mean, they make so much money selling sweatshirts. There.
Yeah, I can imagine. Because I've done that before. Actually, my friend did buy a jacket because she forgot hers.
Right?
Yep. I was like, no, I'm just gonna drink more. I'm like, I can't. Yeah, that was terrible. Yeah, my friend, supports one of those onesies jacket from a concert. So we're drinking the rosé.
Mhm.
They're actually just bottling the next year's.
Yeah, this is the 2019.
19, okay.
We're bottling 2020 on Tuesday.
Mhm.
I opened this today. It's been sold out for a long time.
Okay.
We held a couple in reserves just so that we could compare it to what we're bottling on Tuesday.
Okay.
So we can compare the color, compare the aromas, compare the flavors.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's nice, light, like refreshing.
Yeah.
I've been working on my tasting notes,
You're doing good.
but I'm really bad. I think people are just like, yeah, you're on to something. But the cool thing about wine, you're never wrong. I mean, just smell
Right.
whatever you want to smell.
Yeah, you can just say, oh, this is good.
Yeah. It has a little fruity though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a little tropical notes. Is
Yes.
what we usually get from it's a rosé of Grenache, so it's done like a
Okay.
white wine.
Okay, cool.
So it's doesn't spend any time on the skin. So
Okay.
It goes straight to the press.
Okay.
And the Grenache always has some beautiful kind of, this one gets a little more tropical, but I get some strawberry also.
Yeah, I was smelling the strawberry. Anyways, roughly like how much is it, just so they know?
Oh, how much is the price on it?
Yeah, for the bottle.
Oh,
Do
shoot.
you know? Oh, sorry. Sorry. I could look it up later too and put it in the
Over?
box.
Oh, shoot. They're out there. I think it's 28.
Okay, not bad. That's
Yeah.
good. That's a good price.
Yeah.
All right. I would buy it.
You gotta get my son in there for the price and stuff.
Yeah. Sorry, we won't ask about that. I'll put it in the comments
All
later.
right. Yeah, the
All right.
Pink Pearl, I want to say one more thing. It's named after my girlfriend. It's the
Oh, yes.
Pearls Girls. And a little something on the back, dedicated to my girlfriends. We came together, sharing life, supporting each other, and shamelessly laughing. Enjoy the Pink Pearl and cheers to your forever friends.
Aw, well, we're forever friends now. That's really cute.
Yeah.
I like that.
So,
Anyway, yeah. Okay, the next one. I'm
Chardonnay.
excited. Chardonnay.
2019 Chardonnay.
Okay.
Now this one we call Paramas Amigas.
Okay. I would never be able to pronounce that.
Paramas Amigas. Yep. Well, the funny thing is when I
I'm gonna
named
just show
it. Here we go.
Yeah. Here you go. Okay.
So Paramas Amigas, my girlfriend's always wanted me to do a Chardonnay. I'm like, come on, Ronda, do a Chardonnay. So I did, and I thought Paramas Amigas was for my girlfriends.
Okay.
But mas means more.
Okay.
So it's for more girlfriends.
I like it.
There we go.
I'm always down for more friends.
Yes, everybody is. Everyone likes that.
Okay, it's okra. I got that part.
Yeah, very good. Nice. Everything we make is from Livermore Valley grapes.
Okay, that's awesome.
We don't go outside the valley.
I like that.
This is Chardonnay from 2 different vineyards, mainly from the Wisner Vineyard, which is East Livermore Valley.
Okay.
And it's done 100% French oak.
Okay.
So you got the oak. It's barrel fermented, aged on the lees, which is all the sediment that comes to the bottom of the barrel, for just about 10 months.
Okay, cool.
And it's a little over 30% new French oak.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
It's not too oaky. You know, some people don't like the buttery oaky.
Yeah.
I love it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we you know, it's a little over, it's 100%. We keep it in the barrels the whole life, so it never goes into a tank.
Okay.
So because of that, I think it marries better with the barrels, so it doesn't get over oaked because it marries well.
Okay.
We stir the lees, which is all that sediment that comes to the bottle, gives it a little bit more of a creaminess.
Okay.
But we also use 2 different yeast, and one of them doesn't give as much diactyl, or the malolactic doesn't give as much diactyl.
Okay.
So you don't get as much as that butter.
Okay.
So there is, it's there.
It's there. Yeah, not the over.
Not over.
Because I know a lot of my friends don't like that.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I love it.
A lot of people call this a red wine lover's Chardonnay.
Okay, that's good to know.
There are people that do not like Chardonnay, but when they drink this, they like it.
Yeah. I will test that out because I have a friend that hates Chardonnay.
Okay, test it out.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'm curious when I brought it up. How did the logo come about? I like it.
Okay.
That's why.
So, the Woody on the logo. Wood is our last name.
Okay.
So, it's Woody is the first family station wagon. Pack it up and have some fun.
Oh, I like it. That's amazing.
So, for me, it was, flying airplanes, making wine.
Mm-hmm.
Having some good times with kids. Classic car, classic winemaking.
Okay.
And if you look at the license plate, it says
Wood
WFE
Family.
988. So Wood Family Vineyards, September 88 is the month and the year that we were married.
How cute.
That's we started our family.
Aw, that's why I love those little.
Yeah.
So surfboard, do you guys surf?
We windsurfed.
Okay, that's cool.
When before kids, and then when the kids were born, and we'd go out to when they were little, we'd go out to Alameda and we'd kind of take turns. And then most of the time, I ended up on the beach with the kids, and my husband out there windsurfing.
That's cool. That's fun.
Yeah, but it's more about just having fun.
Exactly.
Fun with your family.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the whole family aspect. That's what also I like about Livermore. They keep it within the family. There's still tons of family owned wineries.
Yeah.
And it's like you see, the parent and then this child making wine with them, and it's adorable. So my dad's a dentist, and half my family's a dentist.
Okay.
I definitely didn't choose that route, but it's okay. I still help out. Yeah. So I like the close-knit family ties, Yeah. So,
good.
Not a wine question, because I'm always just curious. What's your favorite part about flying?
About flying?
Yeah.
Wow. I love takeoff, and I love landing, and I love cruising. I mean, there's not one thing. I mean, I love cruising and just enjoying it. But I mean, then just soaring over the land, and just thinking about all the people down there and the animals and the nature and just the earth, and every single part of it is amazing. Yeah, I do love flying. Yes.
So one pilot one time told me that it's taking off is the most important part, or scariest part, in the sense of that when you land, you can almost land with nothing on the plane. Like, I don't know, that's what he told me. So I used to be scared of the landing, now I'm scared of takeoff. But he said that everything has to be more like in line to take off. And landing, you could go out, land without some of the stuff on the plane. I don't know. One time I had to be chased by a fire.
Well, I guess, you can't take off without an engine.
Yeah, but you can land
without
one.
But you can land without one.
So, I don't know.
I don't know where
he made me scared of the takeoff, so that's why I wanted to ask another pilot.
Yeah. I like the feeling of leaving.
Me too, because I loved the takeoff first until I heard that, and I was like, okay, I guess I like the landing.
Yeah. I've been on, I had an airplane out of Chicago that I was flying freight, and I lost an engine. It was a twin engine airplane. It was a Beech 18. I lost an engine on takeoff.
Okay.
I was on the ground still.
Okay.
There was a lot of snow on the side. In fact, it was higher than it was supposed to be or allowed to be. I did run off the runway.
Okay.
And, that was interesting.
Yeah.
There were a lot of interesting. I don't know. I had a lot of interesting landings too, though. So
That's
especially
cool.
flying freight.
I feel like we could talk about that all
We
all
could
day.
talk. Yeah, I could tell you war stories.
We'll keep the people that are
Drink
scared of
till
planes.
midnight.
Like I love it. I was like, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm scared of cars, so I'd rather fly.
Yeah. Right.
I could
Right.
go to a lot more places in a plane
Yeah.
than a car.
Yeah.
And less
Yeah.
people in the air.
Right. Yeah. There you go. Maybe it's time to get your pilot license.
Maybe, but I don't know if someone should trust me flying a plane. So now a different question, but now what is your favorite wine to make? Are they like? Do you
Well, okay, so that's really changed.
Okay.
Because now that I have a team, so I have Alec, my assistant winemaker, I have Harrison, my son, who's we all get together because we all have pretty developed palates.
Okay.
And Holger, my general manager, and we get in and now I can go places I've never gone before.
Okay.
So it's very hard to do it like with myself and my husband after he gets off of work.
Yeah.
Or just by myself, I don't get that input.
Okay.
So when you have a team making wine, all of a sudden somebody comes up with an idea and says, how about if we put this in there? And I hadn't thought about that. And then we try it. And it's like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah. That's
so
cool.
I think now it's just having that team environment and listening to what they're saying and their ideas.
Okay.
And putting it together and to see what we can come up with. So
Cool.
blending has become very fun. And I didn't used to do as much blending, more single varietals.
Okay.
Now we're doing quite a few fun blends and still leaving those varietals in there because I do want the wines to stand on their own and people to say, oh, this is what Petit Verdot tastes like from Wood Family Vineyards.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
What's your favorite process of the winemaking?
Wanna do a little
Yeah,
more?
sure. We could.
The process of winemaking, my favorite part is being out in the vineyards.
Yeah.
So it's before, I'm sorry if I poured
No,
too
it's
much.
okay. I got food in the car. I guess. No.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take a picture, but just in case. There you go. Okay. It's the Merlot.
It's the Merlot. This is from our own vineyard.
Okay.
So this is basically our estate Merlot, and it's what was planted in 1992. And
Nice.
we had
That's really good.
one oak tree on the property, and so we called it One Oak Vineyard.
I love it.
Very clever.
Hey, I like it.
And it's a very, very small berry. It gives it a higher skin to juice ratio.
Mm-hmm.
So you get much more color off the skins, and it makes it a much bigger style of Merlot.
Yeah.
So much more structure and tannins and some blueberries and.
No, it is really good. Like toward the back of my mouth, like I don't know. I learned like when I was in second grade, we had like a taste bud thing. It'd be kind of fun to do now, but with wine, where it hits like different tastes hits different parts of your tongue. So I was like, I don't know, did a little dance when I got to the.
Yeah, and I love that because I'm a mouthfeel drinker.
Mm-hmm.
I like to see where does it hit the mouth. What I like the mouthfeel of a wine.
It'd be fun because in second grade we did like candy, fruit, and whatever, and you had to like touch different parts of your tongue with the food. Yeah, I don't know, it was cool.
Yeah, that is fun.
We learned young. I'm just kidding. Now I'm taking into wine. Yeah. Okay.
So favorite part of winemaking is being out in the vineyards.
Okay.
Before the pick, really, I mean, trying to decide when that picking day is one of the biggest decisions you can make.
Yeah.
And earlier on, you're making sure everything's being done the way you want it to be done in the vineyards from the grapes that you're buying or that you're growing, and just coming up on that picking date is probably my favorite thing to do.
That's cool.
And tasting them, testing them.
Do you tend to pick early, late, on time? I mean,
I
in the world
tend
of
to pick
sense of
late.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, here we don't have to. Well, usually don't have to worry about too much fires.
Usually.
Yeah.
Until
this
this
year.
last year.
Yeah. I know.
Right?
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
So, how is it being a woman pilot and a woman winemaker? Because, funny story I told her before we started this is I have a plane tattoo on the side of my
Yeah,
wrist.
so cool. I want one.
Yeah, I get one.
Yeah.
We can match. It's actually one of my favorite tattoos. Well, I got it because of all my travels I've done, and I wanted to slow down, and then wanted something to like remember them by. But I'm not really slowing down. But whatever.
Yay.
Yeah, exactly. I have to see the world. But it's funny because some people always like, oh, what are you? A flight attendant. And I'm like, no, I'm a pilot. I use another word, but my dad will get mad at me. I've only done it twice to some people, but there's been multiple people that ask me if I'm a flight attendant. I'm like, why? Because I'm a woman? Yeah.
So she's already experienced what I've experienced.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yes, and then you're one winemaker too, which so tell.
Yeah, so as a pilot, there's about 3 to 5% pilots. It really hasn't changed from when I got into it, and it's still the same now.
Yeah, because
for some
flying,
reason.
I actually don't think I've ever ran into a woman pilot.
Oh wow!
On my flights.
Wow.
I don't always see them though.
Yeah. Yeah, but we're usually talking on the radio. Usually it's every other lane.
That's true. Sometimes I don't.
Yeah. As a winemaker, there's about 10% female winemakers now.
Okay.
But that would be like the head winemaker.
Yeah.
There are so many other women in winemaking. They could be in the lab. They could be. So when I've been going to some of the symposiums, it looks to be in the room at least 50% women.
Yeah, and Livermore I know has a lot.
Yeah, Livermore has quite a few. Yes.
Yeah, which is cool because when we did the Livermore Wine Club series, they didn't mean to, but they're like, these are all woman winemaker wines, which was kind of funny.
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Like fun.
Yeah.
Fun. But yeah, so it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would think so too, especially meeting people in the wine industry. It's not really so populated.
Yeah. The pilot industry is still much more male dominated.
Yeah.
And I think you just have to be really good to get that respect. So it was always like you always had to be, you had to nail it.
Yeah.
And, going out in Chicago and flying these old World War II airplanes got me a lot of credit.
Yeah.
That I did that for a year in Chicago.
Okay.
So there are things that, it's like, oh yeah, whether you're male or female, that you did that says something.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
But then as long as you're good at anything you do, I think people respect you.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, I do. Yeah, because cheers.
We can drink to that.
Man, cheers.
Cheers.
But it's true. Just be the best you can, and someoe's gonna judge you on you. If you're a male or female, then that's their problem.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
And then you're like, well, try my wine because it's amazing. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's how I am. I'm like, whatever. You can think whatever you want. I was like, I'm pretty awesome. No. I was like, I got my big head. It's okay. I don't need any more compliments. Huh?
Are you done?
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
We got one more wine to try. You want to say hi?
Come on, say hi now.
Yeah, come say hi.
Come
You're
say hi.
already noticed in the video now.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I'm
it's going
talking
on.
to you. It's
Oh,
on.
man.
Don't worry.
I don't have a glass.
Well,
Go get one, then come back
get
in.
one, come back.
I can fix that.
Yeah. I like it. It's very live, even though it's not live. Yeah, and I don't know how to edit, so it just all goes on. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
I will. Hey, whatever.
You can't throw makeup on my face or something.
I could brighten it, lighten it. I could do that. Ooh, and we have doggies now.
Oh yeah.
They want to say hi.
Sauvignon. Come here, Sauvignon.
Come here.
Come here. Come here. Oh, come on up. Come on up. Oh, come on. All the way. There you go.
He knows how to do it.
Yeah, he's not used to taking the bill. So this is Sauvignon. We call him Savi. And he's a silver lab.
He's beautiful.
And he goes with me pretty much everywhere I go.
Thank
He
you.
loves to run the vineyards. Yes. Right? And chase the deer and everything else that needs to be done.
Yep. Coyotes.
Coyotes and deer and rabbits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, sit down.
And over here we have Holger.
Yeah.
Holger's our general manager.
I get a little more in.
A little more in.
We
Little
can
more in,
scoot
yeah.
over.
That's okay. We got it.
All right,
Yeah.
wait. I can show the next wine while I'm up. All right, it's a party.
It's a party.
All right, this is the next wine we're trying. It's the Cab Sauv because cabs are my favorite. So she said I have to try it.
Mm. It's open. No, it's got a little cork on it.
Got a little cork on it.
Yeah. I'm
Very
gonna go
live.
open another
We're
bottle.
gonna open another one. And I
Yeah.
just poured this. I could
Okay.
cut this out.
It's very
Yeah,
educational.
I'll get you a. Yeah, you can talk about that if you will.
Yeah. Why are
Well,
we
I'm
talking about
done.
corked wine? Not a lot of people
wine.
know
Introduce
about it.
yourself and talk about it.
Well,
So what do you do here?
I'm the general manager,
Okay.
and I love helping out with blending and other harvest work as well.
Okay.
And I get to make my own wine here.
That's
I'm around this pond. It's amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah. No, so as soon as we opened this up and I smelled it, sometimes things need to breathe a little bit more,
Yeah.
especially when it's like a
And a cab.
newer wine or
Yeah.
yeah. So this is one of our biggest cabs, the Clone 30 cab, and it's called Clone 30 because of the varietal
Okay.
of grape that we use.
Okay.
But as soon as I smelled it, it smells ever so slightly off, and cork is a natural product, and the saying goes that 3 or 4% of cork,
Yeah.
that's too much air in.
Okay.
It's defective, but it's not horrible. My neighbor would love it. But I know for Ronda, she's a perfectionist. This would not do.
Aww.
Okay, so we got new glasses.
Okay.
Yep.
There you go.
Thank you.
And for you.
There you
And for you.
go. There you go. I will
And
do
for
the
me?
honors.
Come over here. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
And that is Riley. Did you already introduce the
Riley is 9 years old today. It's her
Ooh,
9th
happy birthday.
She got a new
Sweater.
Santa suit
I like it.
or Mrs. Claus suit, and she's a greeter.
Come on,
I
Savi.
like it.
Come on
She's
back
definitely
up.
a
I
greeter.
love your hair.
Yeah.
Or...
Savi.
We also lovingly call her Dog Ross.
Oh yeah, you could definitely. That's actually kind of cool to smell the difference.
So way more fruit on
Yeah.
this.
Oh, you smell the difference?
Yeah. So corked. What do we know about corked? Right? Like cardboardy, wet cardboardish, or
I just
wet
see-
dog
Oh
kinda
yeah,
thing?
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely wet dog.
Yeah.
And it happens, I don't know, 3
It's
to
not
5%
that bad though.
of
It's
all
not that
wines.
bad of a corked
It's
wine.
No.
not bad.
Because
No.
some, like usually you're like, nah.
Right.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no, I could actually drink this still.
And that's the
And
problem.
believe me, if you didn't say anything, probably wouldn't have noticed.
That's one of the problems with corked wines is
Yeah.
because there are varying levels of corked wines.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know what the wine is supposed to taste like, you may not
Yeah.
know it's corked.
Because it's really not terrible. Like I
No.
could probably give it to more than half of you, and you still like it. But then you try this one, and it's really smooth, and
Yeah. I mean, you have much more fruit showing right
Yeah.
away, even though.
that's cool. I've
yeah.
never done that before.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's fun. Cheers to that.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Anyways, your cab is a big hit. So
Thank you.
we'll talk about the cab a little bit.
So we have quite a few different cabs. We have the Guillemette Clone 30, which is one of our favorites. And then we also have the Especial, which is another of our favorites. One is from the Clone 8, which is kind of the workhorse of California.
Okay.
And the other one is Clone 30, which is one of the newest cabs, clones
Okay.
in California. And it's a little more fruit forward. And then the Especial, I kind of like pick our favorite barrels.
Okay. Fun.
So, the Clone 30 is from the Guillemette Vineyard, which is
Okay.
the east end of Livermore Valley. And you'll probably be able to find, if you look, other cabs from Guillemette Vineyard. So, and other Clone 30. So, it's kind of fun to do a comparison.
Okay.
A lot goes on with the Petit Syrah, which we do also
Okay.
from being from the same vineyard. And then a lot of different winemakers making that from the same vineyard. So, that is kind of a fun thing to do.
Cool.
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
also make 2 more cabs: the Woody's cab and the Viva cab. And the Viva
Yeah.
cab, I think, is kind of a
of
crowd
my-
favorite.
One of my favorites,
Yeah.
yes.
It's our restaurant wine, so you'll
Okay.
find that around town and
And
some
my goal is to
total
get
wines
Livermore wines out more.
Yeah,
Yay.
So,
yeah, that'd be great.
Because I was just at a restaurant in Fremont, and they had
Where?
it was some Mexican restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't ask me to pronounce it.
I said not Massimo's.
Yes. No,
or-
it's no
No.
Mexican restaurant, but it's like
Yeah.
Mas Fuego,
Okay.
which is amazing. So I highly recommend it. But I went to their wine list. I'm like, there was one
Local
Livermore
wine, yeah.
wine, and of course it was Winter.
Oh, well, at least they
I
had
know.
one.
At least they had one. And then I went on a Newark wine bar, and I think they only had one Livermore wine. I'm like, it's right here. Yeah.
Oh, well,
So I'm-
thank you.
Yeah. I even
That's
emailed the
huge.
people, and I said, you should have more Livermore wine
Yeah.
here. Yeah, that's what I do.
I mean,
Oh,
luckily,
that's awesome.
Luckily for us, we have I don't know, like cult followers kind of thing, right? Where
Mhm.
people will go into restaurants and then ask for
Mhm.
Wood
Perfect.
Family wines, right?
Okay, I'm
Because
Yeah.
not
that's
going to be
what
one
they're
of those
accustomed
people.
to. Well, I mean, it has definitely helped to have, you know, our club members and fans behind us
Yeah.
by getting us into the door
Yeah.
of certain establishments. I mean, even all the way to Walnut Creek, you
That's
know?
cool.
So that's,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm
Yeah.
going to get Livermore all over.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to get people that follow me to fly cross country, not to go to Napa.
Yeah.
To go to
Come to
Livermore.
Livermore.
I mean, you could go to Napa after.
We're the
but-
approachable crowd.
And pretty soon you're going to be flying them cross country, right?
Yes, because I'm going to be a pilot. Just to prove everyone wrong.
There you go.
Really, I would
Did
do
you
that,
see
to be
your
honest.
tattoo?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
awesome.
got an airplane tattoo.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We should probably close this up because we're
You think we're past the...
probably.
Probably.
Whatever. They can skip through whatever they want to listen to. Anyways, so this is Wood Family Vineyards. They've been around since 2000.
There we go.
Around at least 20 years.
Yeah.
And they make incredible wines in the Livermore Valley, all grapes from here. So if you really do want to see the true Livermore Valley, go get a bottle.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
highly recommend them. Their winery's fun. They're fun, obviously, because this video is fun, right? All right. Anyways, so let's cheers and then
Cheers.
stay classy.
Stay classy.